Hello, do you know what time it is? Around here at Hen and Chick Studio, and for all our community and fans that are watching us, it's Take Home Tuesday time. And you know what? I actually have a live studio audience again today, and we just had to tell them it's time for you to behave so that we can be live. So if you happen to hear any commotion or chaos or laughing or any sewing machines humming or any crazy chaos going on, it's because we have our live studio audience today. They're busy up here in our retreat center sewing away, and we are so thrilled to have them, and we are so thrilled to have you join us today at Take Home Tuesday at 2. Now, if you missed our Take Home Tuesday last Tuesday, can we name things any harder around here to speak? Happy Hen Hour, Take Home Tuesday, Tongue Twisters. If you missed our last week's Take Home Tuesday, we had a lot of fun. We are located in central Iowa, which I'm sure you all have figured out by now. And last week we had a couple snowstorms. And you might want to go back and check out last week's Take Home Tuesday because we had a lot of fun doing it and a lot of interesting and positive feedback. And maybe some of you tried it. It wasn't anything to do with sewing, but it was a lot of fun. And so today we are coming back to you, and today you probably already see I have my wool mat and my iron ready to go, so that does mean we are using fabric today. But what we are coming up with today is another project that uses some scraps that you might have laying around. And I'm not saying this has happened to me ever or that I was the inspiration of this idea, but maybe. We are going to be making a book buddy. And our book buddy contains two little slots here that you can put your Hen and Chick Studio pen in. Or if you have reading glasses, you can slide your reading glasses in there, or highlighters, anything like that. I think this is great because at night I tend to read before I go to sleep, and I am a bookmarker. I put ear dogs or whatever when you fold that piece of paper backwards. I highlight, I underline, and my kids were just laughing the other night at me. They said, "Mom, how many books do you have in your bed?" I used to get after my daughter because she would stay up and read, and there was like books and pens everywhere in her bed. Now we can be organized, and maybe you won't misplace your reading glasses so you can read even better, right? So today Kelly is actually behind the camera, and if we seem a little chaotic or if I forgot something, just trust me, we have been so busy around here and we have loved every single minute of it. We've been having a lot of fun, but sometimes that makes things a little, what am I gonna say? It keeps us on our feet. We get our steps in the day if we had a step counter. I don't have a step counter, but if I did, I would get it in. So we are going to be walking through how to make your book buddy today. And this, again, will be a downloadable, it's not even a pattern, basically tutorial on our website. And it's very simple because we weren't creative, but apparently we like that same thing, same first letters, because it's called Book Buddy on Take Home Tuesday. So today we're walking through the Book Buddy. This is downloadable on our website if you want the tutorial printed out. The same steps are printed. I have, oh my gosh, what is it called? Hecklers, but they're silent hecklers. Okay, I have this downloadable tutorial. It's not really a pattern because we didn't have to create a pattern. The same steps are also listed on our website, and you can go back and watch this video if you want to do it again. Simple project for you to do and hopefully have fun with and keep yourself organized. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with that today. Today, first thing you're gonna need for your book buddy is some simple fabrics. And I went into our scrap tub. Yes, we have scraps laying around here, and literally everything I'm using is scraps. I need one 18 by 4.5 strip of fabric. I need one 4.5 by 5.5 block and one 5.5 by 6.5 block, and a 2-inch piece of 1-inch elastic. Now, what if you don't have 1-inch elastic laying around? You probably watched a few weeks ago, we used a hair tie when we were making, I think it was the peep pockets, is that right? I'm talking to Kelly sometimes too. Use what you have at home. If you have thin elastic, you could use 2 strips of this to connect it, and I'll show you that as we get going. So again, we want you to be able to use what you have and kind of have some fun while you're doing it. And maybe if Hank Miller's watching, you can go out to your shop and find some shop glue or something, just pin it together. I would love to see what you come up with, Hank. That would be really fun. Okay, so, and maybe he's gonna use feed sacks or something, I don't know, because maybe, I bet, Hank, we can get you some fabric from somebody. Okay, so that was my shout out for today. We should start a shout out section. Wow, I'm having problems today. Okay, so I have my fabrics now. The first thing I'm going to do is start with these two items. This is what is making your pocket and the backing of the pocket, okay? So the trick on this one is I want to fold these in half, right sides together on the 5.5-inch side. Does that make sense? So I want the 5.5-inch side, and Kelly, can they see if I lay them down like this?
Yeah,
can you
we
see
sure
that?
can.
Okay, and I'm gonna simply fold it in half this way and put a press in it. Okay, you've seen this step repeated several times. It's repeated in all sorts of sewing, and you've seen us use it several times in different projects we've made where we've folded the right sides together and pressed it down. After I've done that to both of the rectangles, so I've had them pressed together, again, you've seen this step several times, we're going to sew a 1/4 inch around all of 3 sides of it, not the folded side, but we're going to leave a space on one end of it to allow us to turn that inside out. Ta-da! I feel like we need a theme song. Maybe somebody can make a suggestion. What would be a good theme song for us? Somebody can probably come up with something really good. I don't know. Today, I started singing "If You're Happy and You Know It, Clap Your Hands," but I guess we could change the words. If you're happy and you know it, I don't know, snip your scissors. I don't know what we could do. Okay, so we're going to turn it inside out, and I've had that sewed around. Now, on this, before I give it a press, if I press it like this, it's going to look kind of wonky, and I want it to look a little bit nicer than that. Maybe even, Kelly, this could be a 4-H project for somebody.
It could. This would be awesome.
And so what you do want to come back in here, and we've talked about this before, this time it does matter. These points do matter. So take a pencil or a sharp object or something to make sure you get these points nice and sharp when you turn them inside out. Actually, I'll just use my handy dandy hen and chick spoon right now. So Kelly, is anybody telling us, like, where are they tuning in from or where are they watching from? We love to know that sort of stuff. So if you're not, go ahead and tell us right now, maybe what you had for lunch or what you're creating, or if you've got any good ideas for us. So after I get all that turned, and I want to make sure I get that opening turned under, I'm going to just give my rectangles a nice press. This helps everything set up and be in place. And that end is going to stay open both on the top and this part of it and this part of it. There'll be one opening, and I'm putting it at the bottom of mine. So that's my opening down here. So after I get all of that done, I need to move to the band. Okay, and I'm gonna have Kelly turn that one.
Arkansas.
Ooh, Arkansas. Probably
Hi, Jeannie.
Not a lot nicer than it is here, I'm guessing. Okay, so now we need to move to the band or the strap. Okay, so we've got the rectangles, both of them turned inside out, ready to go, okay? So now I want to move to the strap or that 18 long strip.
Alaska.
Yay. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, on this one, we're going to turn back about 1/4 inch. Again, Kelly, I hope they can kind of see it. So I'm making a fold right here on both ends of my long strip. We're just going to press this down. And guys, did you know this is an original? We made this up, just in case you want to know. So everything you're seeing here is things that we actually had to figure out ourselves. Why not? Have fun with it, right? And we know as you sew and as you get more experience, a lot of you are creating things on your own. Sometimes when you have a pattern and it doesn't go right or you alter it, it's all good. Now, one caution I will give you as we're walking through this, we know books are different sizes. This size that we're making we've put it on a couple different books and it's been okay. But if you have a super large book or a super small book, you might want to adjust this band piece accordingly. Okay, so now I've come back and I've put, can you see there where I folded it back? So I'll be using that. It'll give me a finished edge later. We use this step when we're doing our tote bags where we're going to basically create a bias tape, or we're going to fold this in half, and then we're going to come back in and fold our edges once again to the center and give it a press. And again, all these are pictured and the steps are on our downloadable on our website, Book Buddy, and they're also pictured on our website under our Take Home Tuesday tab. And you can go back and watch any of the crazy episodes that we've had before. And we look forward to bringing you more episodes. You never know what we're going to do. And again, if you have ideas, feel free to share them. So after I've done that, so I've created a center seam, then I've come back, opened it up, and folded my edges into the center there. Okay?
Amsterdam.
Wow. International. I love it. I wish I knew how to do international things or speak different things, but I don't. So that's the way it is. So now I've come back in. I've pressed this one all the way down. So now I have it nice and smooth there. This is where I'm going to insert my piece of elastic. So what we are doing right now is encasing the elastic. So again, there's no raw edges shown or anything like that. Before I'm going to hand it to Kelly in a second so she can show you. But I want to show you, it's really simple. If you want to, it's kind of like wrapping a baby, cuddling it in there. I'm just inserting my elastic in here and then folding it over. And then I'm going to pin it in place.
That seems much easier, Jamie.
Yeah. Okay. So can everybody kind of see how we did that? It's just kind of like cuddling in for getting that nice and snug in there. Okay. So again, we've 2 rectangles and a long strip of fabric is all we need with the elastic. This is where I'm talking. If I didn't have this, I could put 2 little pieces of elastic on either side of this and replace it in here with one of these. That makes, I hope people can see what I mean when I say that. So again, it's using what you have at home. So if I didn't have that long piece, I could come back in here and I would still put 2 pieces, one on either side, so that you would have enough stretch and stability for it. Okay, so I'm going to come back here. Now, just a hint as you're doing this, I'm going to pin that one back on. You might want to make sure that you're laying this out and going across it like this so that you don't end up with, do you know what I mean, when you're folding it the wrong way and you get a twist in it and you end up with something like that. Okay, it's like making a headband. So I'm going to do the same thing, but I like to lay it down, fold it across to make sure I'm getting it the right way, come back in and wrap my baby, my elastic, back up in its little encasing, and I pin both sides in. Again, we're going about 1/4 inch in on the elastic. We aren't we're not taking this to be judged or anything like this. We're making something that's functionable. So if it's not exactly 1/4 inch, it's okay, okay? Anything in sewing is okay. So now I have, it almost looks like a headband. If we wanted to just use it as a headband, we could do that. But now I need to sew this together. So I'm going to make sure I go to my sewing machine, and I use on these top stitches, when we're stitching on top of something, about 1/8 inch seam. So a little bit more narrow than what we've been sewing. But I want to make sure I catch both the ends of the elastic so it gets sewn in place. So sewing across here, 1/8 inch all the way around this opening on the band. Now if you're really particular and you want it to look that the stitches on both sides, you can stitch along this folded edge. That's totally fine. It's up to you. You get to make some of the choices of what you do. Okay, so now this one I have sewn all the way around, so it's all in place. Now here's where the building fun comes in, and you're gonna have to use a little bit of imagination here, because I can't sew and do this up here. Well, maybe as we get more advanced, we can bring a sewing machine. I don't know. That could be dangerous, maybe. I'm not sure. Okay, so now I have my 2 rectangles, and I'm going to my sewing machine with these. On my small rectangle, on one end of it, which I typically leave the part that is turned under or open, I leave both of those on the bottom edge. But before I do anything, I need to just put a stitch across the top of this, purely decorative at this point. But since everything else has a top stitch, I want to stitch across it. And you can see on this one, I'll show you in the next step, that I've done that, okay? Just a purely decorative stitch across there at this point in time. So everybody still with me? We're good? Okay, so now I've stitched across the top. Now I'm going to come back in, and I want to line up the bottom pieces of my pocket or my pen holder or my glasses holder or whatever you want to call it. So I've lined them up and I've gone back now and I've stitched all the way around the large rectangle, but it's left open right here. We're using Heidi's phone, so if things go off, that's what happens, okay? So you can see on this now where I've stitched all the way around that large pocket. It comes in and it stitches it onto the band or the strap or whichever you want to call it, okay, at the top and bottom. Now, it still is not stitched here, right? This is where the last step comes in. We just simply need to stitch up the center of the small pocket. And we can keep going. You get to choose here. You can stop here, or you can just put that center stitch all the way up. On our completed one that we have on the book, we just stitch simply all the way up. Can you see it? That's a pretty busy pattern, I understand. It might be kind of hard to see it in there, but maybe Kelly can point how we've stitched it up all the way. Okay, so now when you get that all stitched, I'll slide this off here. Now our pocket is securely sewn onto our band or our strap, so we can use it wherever we want to go. Okay, fun, easy, no more lost reading glasses or a pen always handy. I think you can use this in a lot of different purposes, even kids in college or school, homework. You could even use it if you needed to, make it a little bit bigger in a smaller book to mark your page of where you're off, where you've left off reading. I think it'd be a great function, maybe even for the little kids that need, when you're going to church or doodling with a doodle pad, all these simple little things. Again, Take Home Tuesday, we just want to inspire you to do something. And maybe you have a better idea of how to make this, or a different idea, or how to make it, alter it into something else. We would absolutely love to see what you come up with. As always, it is so much fun for us to find out those things. So, any questions about it? Make sure you give us a call at the store. Again, Take Home Tuesday at 2. We always want to have something fun for you to do. Something if you're snowed in that you can put together real quick, or if you just need a break from some other project. Something to inspire you. Go back and watch our previous episodes. We've had a few bloopers along the way, and maybe we should put together a blooper reel, which could be kind of fun. But anyway, we hope that you enjoy our Take Home Tuesday episodes. Go ahead and go to our website and go over to the Inspiration tab, and you'll find the Take Home Tuesday drop down there. You can watch all of our previous episodes from our website or also on YouTube. Go ahead and share it with some of your friends. We would love to have more people be exposed to just the simple fun that you can have with a few pieces of fabric and a little bit of creativity. So until next week, go download our free tutorial pattern, and we'll see you then. Have fun and be creative.